my God.
Paris Hilton's My New BFF, outside of the circle, is the #1 reality show that I know in my heart of hearts that I could have won.
Wow.
This television program was so easy. Just imagine
How would you have won?
I would have won because I'm a good friend.
No, but like, tell me like why you think you really would have won.
Let me break down what it is first.
Imagine there's like 10 people just like you.
There's no one
Nobody
like
likes
me.
him. How dare you talk about it like
There's
that?
no one like me, baby.
No, but I mean that are just as obsessed with Paris as you are. So how would you stand out?
Okay, so let me explain the premise of the show. Basically, we got a whole bunch of 20-somethings, 30-somethings, all different kinds of character archetypes, and they're all moving into Paris Hilton's doll house to be Paris Hilton's best friend. She's going to take you all around the world. She's going to bring you everywhere. You're going to be a Hilton, essentially. In my opinion, I would have won the show because I feel like a lot of the challenges were basically just asking, would you be a good friend in this scenario? And I found a lot of the people on the show outside of my friend Anch, shout out to you, Anch, love you down. A lot of them were self-serving to me anyway. And I feel like, well, I wouldn't have done that. Well, I wouldn't have done that. And I wouldn't have done that.
Well, I remember also seeing that show and being kind of sad because I was like, oh, I guess this is because her and Nicole.
I did think that as well.
That's what I thought. And I remember being like, I watched it, but I was still just like, I think it's Nicole. I think she's your BFF. Like, you know, and I always like wanted them to get back together. The show had, I mean, we talked about like some of the lines and stuff, but some of these moments from The Simple Life, Nicole literally was trying to pour ashes into an urn, drop them, and then vacuum them up.
Damn right. Damn right.
She just didn't, I don't know if it was because she didn't know what ashes were.
Also, kind of makes sense. Now all the ashes are in the vacuum.
If I was
Take
dead,
the vacuum.
Yeah, and if I was
Some
dead,
hairs in it.
If I was dead and Nicole was handling my ashes, I'd love that. I'm gonna put that in my will.
I love those moments.
Not a
like,
wish to be a dust bunny.
Yeah.
Paris, Nicole's vacuuming me up. That's hilarious.
Paris made bacon with an iron.
Like
Like she was like ironing bacon, and then she also made like a sandwich. She's like ironing a sandwich, which hey,
that works.
you know, people did it to their hair. You can do it to a sandwich.
You know what? I really like the moment pulling out of the sky. I really like the moment where Paris and Nicole were like trying to like set up someone's wedding. I think it might have been, it was like they were trying to set up someone's wedding. Kesha's mom is like in the episode and they like set her up with this random black guy. Anyway, they like knock over the wedding cake, which is like the bride and the groom's heads. They like knock them over and they just like pick it up. It's like all deformed and like squish it back onto the platform and just like serve it to the guests. It's one of the most strangest episodes, but the fact that Kesha and her mom are in it, shout out to Miss Phoebe, whatever your name is. She was amazing. You can't forget it.
And they're still friends with Kesha.
Really?
Cool. Yeah.
There is a moment when they're like putting the cake back on the plate. I do remember Nicole had this like iconic like to it. And I'm like, the physical comedy of that, she is like a modern day clown, straight up. You cannot choreograph that.
I mean, them milking
Very I Love
cows
Lucy.
in their Von Dutch trucker hats and just like squeezing it, like learning how to milk a cow. I feel like when I saw that episode, it made me want to milk a cow.
You hadn't? I feel like that's kind of the kind of activity you were into.
Yeah, you would think. I was milking deers.
That's even more.
I mean, I wasn't milking deers, but I'm just saying, like, I was more around
like their
deers
glands? Okay.
than cows.
Sorry, she meant to say
she didn't say milk
She said
deers.
that she milked deers, but she didn't mean to say that. She
Not
meant
a
to
deer.
say that
Say
she
that.
meant that she was just around deers.
There was a lot of deer in
And
my
she was just confused
backyard.
about the whole milking
Not
piece.
deer milking.
If you think about it, they are kind of modern day, like I Love Lucy. Like, remember that episode where she's at the chocolate factory? Like, it's that kind of same
That's a great comparison, Jay.
feeling
Yes.
of like, oh, like, you know.
That's really
And
great.
I'll say this, Paris's like one-liners popped more because of Nicole rambling on and on and on and whatever she was saying.
And then she would just go, that's hot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Would that have
She's the
popped?
period.
Would that have popped as hard if Nicole hadn't done a preamble? That's what I'm saying. And I know
think so.
that Courtney's, you know, has his thoughts on that.
No,
There
you
are
know-
two halves of a whole. I just personally connected with Paris's brands and business endeavors
He likes the yin
more
part.
passionately.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
just
Love
saying.
it.
I'm just saying.
And then since they've parted, they've also done incredible things. Like, I have to say, there was a moment where I think Paris kind of went away for a little bit. And then she
When was
came
that?
back. She had a little moment where she
was making music?
She was kind of making music. She was more internationally known than like in America. I feel like she had a little, not a dip, but like she was a little out of the media a little bit. And I feel like she came back strong with that documentary where she finally like talked about her childhood trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's become this huge thing where they're now like taking down these kinds of camps and these schools. And I think Kathy Hilton was kind of like, that's what you do. Like when you're a rich person, you just send your kids off. But like she raised awareness for an entire different thing than what she was about originally. So I think she kind of reinvented herself a few years back.
Yeah.
In a way.
That is cool. And I remember her saying that that's like she wanted to like own her own life, make enough money where she never had to be like in control of someone else. Meanwhile, while Paris is doing that, Nicole Richie's getting into acting.